Hey everyone, I am Courtney Prince. I am an acting coach out of Orlando, Florida. And a few months back, I did a vlog on how to properly submit to an agency, and it was semi-successful. And by semi-successful, I mean a few people other than my mom, watched it and really liked it, enjoyed it, and were pretty receptive to it. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna give this another go. Something that is really near and dear to my heart is agents and their work and the things that they do, because I used to be one. So today's topic is how to make your agent your BFF. And what I mean by that is these are just tips on how to make you and your agent's relationship as smooth as possible. These are just little helpful hints that can really help to make sure that you're doing everything that you can to make sure that your agent isn't super stressed out. Hopefully after my last vlog, you submitted, you're working, you're booking on a regular basis, and now these are just some tips to make sure that you can keep your agent happy. Okay, so the first tip is check in often with your agents. And by often, I don't mean weekly, I don't mean daily, I mean maybe once a month or on a bi-monthly basis. If you haven't heard from your agent, chances are things are super quiet, or maybe they don't have anything that fits your type or your age range, but you can always just check in with your agent, let them know, hey, I'm available, I'm ready to work, and make sure that they have everything current, your updated resumes, your updated sizes, your updated headshots, heights, weights. For adults, that's not going to change a ton, but definitely for kids, you want to be checking in on that monthly to bi-monthly basis, because kids do change often. So definitely just check in, or sometimes just send in something saying, hey, I hope you're doing great, I'm ready to work, and I'm available. It'll work wonders. Okay, tip number 2 is keep photos current. So I cannot stress to you enough how important this is. And by current, I mean for kids, you should be updating your kids' photos at least once a year. I know that that's crazy. I know it's super, costly, but it is the most important tool that you can have aside from acting classes, is having updated photos. So like I said, for kids, once a year. And for adults, you're looking at probably every 2 years, unless you have a drastic change. For instance, I, as you guys can tell, got this fancy new lob. It's very chic. I'm loving it. And thank you so much to Kim Diaz at Clicks Hair and Nails for hooking me up with my awesome hair. If I was actively auditioning, what I would do is I would call my photographer and I'd say, hey, I just got a great new haircut and I really need an update on my photos. Can you work me in sometime soon? I just need a 1 to 2 look refresher. And that way your agent has your most current look available to them. In the interim, while I'm waiting for those photos to come back, I'm gonna send a snapshot to my agent, letting them know, hey, I got a haircut. This is what I look like, so that if they are sending any photo submissions, they have your newest look on hand. Okay, tip number 3, it is really super duper important. Never post anything audition-wise on social media, period. It's not good. It leads to a lot of problems. It leads to over castings. It leads to people showing up at castings who maybe weren't invited, because people will do that, which, as weird as that seems, people will do that. They'll just show up to an audition, leading to that, dreaded cattle call that we all hate so much. It leads to competition. It leads to hard feelings against agents if people weren't called or their kids weren't called. So maybe just keeping auditions off of social media is a really, really good idea for everybody involved. Once you book the job, some agents feel weird about sharing that, but if your agent's okay with it, you can say, hey, it's really great news, I just booked a job for Publix or Canon or whatever it is. But until then, just keep everything off of social media so that you can keep your chances really high and your agent really happy. Okay, tip number 4 is keep up with classes and coaching. So I cannot tell you, not just as an acting coach, but even, my agency friends and my casting director friends, when I was an agent, I cannot tell you how important it is to keep up with your classes and coaching. As an actor, we are constantly wanting to better ourselves. We are wanting to rise to the occasion. We want to be competitive. And the only way we can do that is keeping active with a coach or in classes and just constantly learning, bettering ourselves, learning things about ourselves that we didn't know before. football players. I mean, football players work year round. I mean, they only work 6 months out of the year, but they are constantly training and running and, conditioning, running drills, viewing footage. So as an actor, it is our job to constantly be working. People ask me all the time, how many lessons do you think that I'll need? And I say, listen, I'm not going to push you. I'm not going to tell you how many lessons you need. But the truth is that it's an ongoing process. If you are wanting to work at all in TV and film, you've got to be constantly working with somebody or in a class, not just workshops. Workshops are great. Definitely casting director workshops are awesome because you learn about, the casting directors and what they want, what they expect, but working with someone on a regular basis who knows you, who's going to push you, who's going to make you better than you were the audition before. So definitely keeping up with classes and coachings will make sure that you're at your top, you're at your peak whenever your agent calls. Okay, last but certainly not least, this is probably one of the most important tips I'm going to share with you today. Thank your agent. Thank them, thank them, thank them. They are the reason that you have a career, a reason that you're booking, a reason that you're auditioning. You cannot thank your agent enough. They are not robots behind a computer screen or behind a phone just waiting, to indulge your every whim and every command. They are people who have families, who have day-to-day lives, and they are working so hard to get you those bookings and those auditions. So I always recommend to my students, and always, myself, I'm sending constantly cards. Thank you so much for what you do. Here's a gift card to Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts. Have a coffee on me. You work super hard. Even if you don't have money to do that, you can always just send a quick card in the mail. Pop a card in the mail. Hey, I appreciate you. You work hard for me. Or, shoot them an email. I was thinking of you today and wanted to share this great quote with you and wanted you to know what an inspiration you are to me. It can just never, never, never hurt to let your agent know how much you love them and how much you appreciate them. I appreciate my agents and my daughter's agents more than I can even say, and I try to let them know that as much as I possibly can. So that is my last tip for today. I want to thank you all so much for watching and for indulging me. So hopefully you guys enjoy what you see. Feel free to leave your questions, comments, snide remarks, tips for something you'd like to see in the future. Please feel free to do that. You can do it below or you can email me. I will put my email up on the screen so you guys can see it. And I just wanted to take a minute and tell you guys, thank you for watching. Bye.